Can you trade a terrible chart? Well, you can, because the theory is very simple. If you want to buy it, but it's a terrible buy, is it by definition a good sell? Let's explore it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on from what I was doing with the guys this morning. Now I'm going to strip this to absolute zero. And we're going to build it up in a basic way. Now, you can use these indicators. What are they telling you at the moment? Well, they're telling you not a lot. You know, it's flaring. MACD's all over the place. That's in the middle. Drop it out to, say, an anchor. It's pushing to the downside. All over the place. And it's compressed. What's the clue we're looking at? Well, it's probably not what you think it is. It's this. This is stage one of a Bollinger Band. Now, the Bollinger Band is by far and away one of the better indicators to use. But we're not going to use it. So we're going to look at this and see what we can establish. Now, I've already done a sort of assessment of this thing. And the assessment is this. And if I just pull this in, you'll be able to see it. So that is there. The bigger picture, where the main money is on this market, it's all over the place. So I've got to be relatively careful with what I take. So in that case, if it's a 7 pip target, I'll just run at a 7 pip target and I'll be happy with it. Now, what's happening in the middle? What's the main meat of the bones? Well, this is where you look at your mid time frames. It's telling you it's selling. There's more selling than there is buying. And the low time frames, well, they're sort of saying buying, but the trade is mixed. So what do? You go with the dominance every single time. So what can we see now? Well, it is red. It's about to go into market. So let me just drop this down here. Now I am kind of monitoring this on my other chart. So I'm going to drop the order underneath it for 7 pips, which is now. All right. So we've entered the market and I want 7 pips, which is here. Right. Okay. Now I've done that on purpose just so you can go into it. Now it looks terrible. Oh my God. Oh my God. But it's almost like flipping a coin. I already know the dominance is to the sell side because I've just kind of worked that out. So what does that mean in real terms? Well, if you were flicking a coin and you put a bit of weight on tails, well, it's going to spin more for tails, isn't it? That's the principle behind it. All right, so we've added a little bit of weight into this. Right, well, let's build this up so we can see a picture. Come out to an hourly chart so you can see it. What is going on here? Well, we can see there's a big push down, strong drive up, but now it's collapsing. Right, okay. Do we know if this is finished, the move, and this is maybe just a pullback to go up? We don't. So just keep your targets relatively simple, which is what we're doing here. Make a trading arena. Started up here, ended down there. So what is the trading arena? Well, that's very simple. We know this is a dangerous area, so you want to be gone before this area, because that will be a reversal zone. There's a 1 above it. Duplicate. There's a 1 there. Right. So what we're left with is what's in the middle. Danger, because if it breaks out, well, you don't know where it's going, it could reverse and come back down. So these two areas are pretty rough. Right. What else can we do? Drop in some areas of attraction. Right. Straight away now, what we have is, without looking at this overly hard, I've got 2 areas I need to be careful of, and I've got entry-exit points. Now, it's already tapped on that and then come away from it. So where would it look for? It'll look for here next. Why is that? Well, we've just worked it out from this move, and sure enough, this thing is respecting it right now. So yeah, I'm happy with this. How else can I drill into it? We'll take it into 15 minutes. What can we see now? Now we're a little bit more drilled in. again, there's that big move, and then there's the collapse. We know that if you follow the rules of a fib, it'll try and get to 50%. So we can now add in that. And we can add another set of rules in, which are here. Right. What's happened now? Well, it's very, very simple. That would have been your optimum entry point where them two lines are. It's failed. It's coming down. It'll start looking for these sort of things here. Okay? Nice and simple. Nice and easy. What we're doing is we're building something from nothing. All right? Take it into 5 minutes. What have I got now? Now I've got areas, entry. We're in a bit late, but it doesn't matter. We caught the break of this. We can scale up into that and trail into here. So why target there? What's the definition? Well, there's something what's called travel of distance. You've also got spread. So you want your target ahead of where it's going to bounce. As you've just seen, it bounces on these levels. So you need it to be gone before it gets there. Because for all the price will go down, the spread won't have caught up. And it could go there, but in reality, if you're holding the spread, it needs to come down here. Well, what if it don't get that far? It won't cash out. And there's nothing worse than the market going up, air kissing, and then coming away. So how else can I make some extra money in this? Well, it's dead simple. You know, I'll take this out back to 15 minutes. I can see the top of the move, which is here. If it goes through there, then I'm potentially wrong. So what do? Well, I can stage up to this level here, get better pricing, and hopefully make a bit more money than what I would anyway. But I'm also reducing exposure and increasing the upside. So that's it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stage up into this, come back into there, see if we can make some pennies. Okay, boys and girls, it's 2:15. We're going to close these off. So we're going to shut that off. And I'm going to shut that off. Why is that? Because it's done more than what I kind of agreed with. I looked for 7 pips. It went up. It came back into itself. I took money off the table and then re-entered the trade. The only thing I lose at that point is a little bit of spread. Now, does that worry me? Not in the slightest, but it meant I put a little bit in the petrol tank. That allowed me to buffer out if it went wrong a little bit. That's the sole reason behind it. So let's just clean this off a second. So just switch the tickets off. And we set out for what was essentially 35 quid, and we've ended up with 66. Why? Just working the chart. If that runs down into here, I'm not that bothered. It's going to be cashing out in and around this time because I had 2 positions running. I was prepared to kill it off. Now that's just being smart, not greedy, because I'd rather have 90% of a winner than 100% of a loser. That is true. So, what the fuck's that? Oh, I'll look at that later. What else has been going on? Now, some of you are following me along with the little challenge thing that I'm doing. Well, this is on here. Today I was doing the box. So I was watching through what the box was. I was waiting for the push through. Came. I also did the morning surges as well this morning. And we've ended with a $5 today. So what has that done for the scores on the doors? Well, it's done quite a bit. It's pushed up to 107.26. So we're well ahead of the game. if I flick this over onto kind of the tracker, you'll be able to follow this on the WhatsApp as well, or even ask me about it in Discord, that sort of thing. You're very welcome to come along. The only rule is you've got to follow the WhatsApp and you talk. If you come in and you're silent, the cleaning bot will take you out. So that's it. That's the cost of admission. Engagement. So I was only wanting to do £2.5 today, which wasn't a great deal. And the idea behind the fiver is it just happened to have run. Because when you do a box, you put a trailing stop on and you let it catch the extra pips. And on the cash builder, we just run it up. There we are. We're ready, rocking and roll for tomorrow. We're going to be looking for £2.20 as the minimum target. The bare minimum is £1, but it's going to be £2.20. And we'll set it away. Now, what we can see, win, win, win. Happy days. We are sorted. Everything is tickety-boo. Scruff's happy boy. So, are you happy, girl?
Yeah.
We have to do Tai Chi now to get the body and soul fit. But this raises a question. I sit in this chair all the time, as you know. I'm here from probably about 6:30 in the morning till late at night, depending on who's contacting me. But I do need certain breaks with mindset. And I was asked a simple question. They heard me say the desire to trade should never outweigh the reason. And I'll kind of clarify that. I did answer it in the comments, but I'll clarify it. Your reason to trade can be something simple. It can be a McDonald's meal. Now, what is that? That's the reason. It's also tangible, so it's real. Now, your other reason could be you've seen me trade for a holiday, you've seen me trade for a TV, you've seen me trade for a living. All these different elements, they're the reason because they are something I can quantify. Now, the desire to trade is just switching the machine on and thinking, I want the money, give us the money because I need the money. Well, you're needing something without a reason as to why you want it. Because if you just want money, well, what's it for? It's for nothing. So what you're actually doing is gambling. And if you're gambling, you're wasting your time. So there is a distinct difference. Because everybody's, well, I've got to win. I've got to be in the market. I've got to put as much in as I can. I need as much leverage as I can. They're all fucking idiots. Every single one of them. And not one of them makes a living from it. Not one. But they talk a big game. Now, I get wrong because I stick it into them all the time. And I stick it into them on pretty much every video. And to be honest, I'll double down on it because they are fucking idiots. Are they idiots?
Yeah, you say so.
Fucking after the email I had last night. Jesus Christ. I'll not get into it because it was political and it was borderline, well, I would consider racist and xenophobic. But I wasn't impressed with it. And then asked for help afterwards. It's not really the way to ask for help. You know, if you want help, political alignments and whatever your beliefs are in culture should never be part of the equation. I'm going to say something and it'll upset some people and I don't really give a fuck. Right? I don't care who you are. I don't care what part of the planet you live on. I don't care what God you pray to. I don't care if you don't believe in a God. What I do believe is in humanity. If I cut my hand and you cut your hand, the colour is the same. That's what I believe in. If you treat me well, I will treat you better. And that is gospel according to Scruff. Now, anybody that comes in with any form of hate, do not speak to me. Because I am the worst person in the world that you're going to say that to. I will cut you dead as quick as look at you. And what I mean by that is I'll just ignore you as if you didn't even exist. And if you walked up into me into a pub and I knew who you were, I'd just turn my back on you. Because I do not want to know people like that. This world has so much horror in it. we need to start bringing back the light. And that is the sermon according to Scruff, because I do get really upset about this sort of thing. Not for me, because of what I see and the way I see people treated. It's absolutely abhorrent. And I worry for my grandkids. We should all come into this world to make it better. Period. And if you're not willing to make it better, why are you here in the first place? Trading is the same. So when I say your desire to trade should never outweigh the reason, your reason should always have worth. And for me, that sits there. For some obscure reason. Well, I'll tell you what the reason is. You've got great tits, haven't you? Yeah, she has, actually. Do you know something? When we were younger, fucking hell.
What's that got to do with trade?
Well, it isn't. I was off on a different track now.
Well,
I was having a moment there. Yeah. Do you still find me attractive? Am I like your little big bear, your cuddly bear?
Big bear, not little.
Yeah, but no, that wasn't what I said.
I said yes.
Do you not find me attractive anymore?
Yes.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Well, we're gonna have sex. Fell right into it, boys and girls, and that's this one for this video. So, sermon according to Scruff. Just love one another, be good, and everybody can hopefully get better. So if you've got time, take a look around my website to see what I'm about. It's the only place where you'll get my official contact details. I point you there because there's a lot of duplicates and copycats out there pretending to be me. I never DM anybody directly, and I never offer services directly. So the only way you'll speak to me is if you come to me first, okay? And that's where you'll find it. Drop in the WhatsApp. You'll see various things. I put the write-ups of our meetings in there. I do strengths. All the videos can be found there as they're getting released because YouTube doesn't always notify you. And there'll also be links to get into the Discord. And as I say, the only fee for admission is you talk. Now, obviously, if you're part of the membership and one thing or another, you get a lot deeper into it, and there's over 5,000 member videos. Certainly keep you busy for a while. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.